Hey Mac Church, welcome to our weekly vlog. My name is Pastor Joe and I get to be one of the pastors here at the Mac. We want to let you know a little bit what's going on here at the Mac. This is the Mac Happenings. Hey, we've got a new concept for you this week and we want to share with you our space. So what we've done is, for those of you who are working from home, maybe you want to just get out of your house and do some work somewhere else, you can come here at the Mac. Let me show you. Here we have our new countertop space. This is a space where you can come and sit with your laptop and do work. We'll even let you hook up to our printer so you can print some things. You can look at the beautiful creation outside, although you're seeing beautiful me in the window reflection right now. And you can do some work, or you can come upstairs and do some work in our new cafe. That's right, it's our new cafe here. You can sit and just hang out, socially distance, of course, wearing your mask, and do some work in a different, unique space. Maybe you need some privacy because you're on a conference call. We'll come into our new family conference room, and in here you'll be able to do some work, even put some of your ideas up on the board. And here we'll let you hang out, of course, again, physically distance. And hey, you want to blow off some steam? You can play some Pac-Man. So if you want to come and use our space, just email office@themac.org, and for the low price of $0.0, you can come sit, and maybe one of the pastors will come talk to you and say hello, and use this space to just get out of your home and be somewhere else different, a little bit more creative. We also want to share about our Christmas Eve services at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Those services will be held indoors. For those of you who have kids from kindergarten through 5th grade, we're going to have a separate celebration service. It'll be a kid-centered service centered around the gospel of Jesus. So make sure you reserve your spot just for your kids at themac.org/Christmas. And then at 8 and 10 p.m., we're going to have services outside, weather permitting. It's going to be a candlelight service. We're going to have burn barrels outside to keep us warm. Make sure you dress appropriately, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So 4 and 6 inside with kids time, and then 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. outside with candlelight. We sure do want to see you there. All right, hey church, as promised, I wanted to share a little bit with you after the sermon this Sunday. Last we left, Jesus was just put into the grave, the stone was rolled, and they were just left hanging. Like, what's going on? What's happening? So what did happen to Jesus? 3 days, they had no clue what was going on. Do we know what happened to Jesus during that time? Well, we know that Jesus committed his spirit, so just his body was laid in the grave. So what about his spirit? Where was Jesus? Why 3 days? Well, 3 days because Jesus prophesied, the Bible prophesied. Jesus himself said, I will tear the temple down and build it up in 3 days. So there's 3 days. But where did he go? What was he doing? I've heard so many crazy stories. He got the keys to hell. He stole them away from Satan or whatever. But really, all we know is a couple verses in the Bible that tell us maybe what happened. So let's look first at Ephesians 4, 8 through 10. It says, when he ascended on high, he led a host of captives, and he gave gifts to men. In saying he ascended, what does it mean that he also descended into the lower regions of the earth? He who descended is the one who also ascended far above all the heavens, that he might fill all things. So it says he descended into the earth before he ascended. So where did he descend to? What was he doing? Well, it says he took up some people with him, so he had to descend somewhere to take somebody up. So the only other verse that we have that kind of shares a little bit what's going on is 1 Peter 3, 18 through 20. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in flesh, but made alive in the spirit, in which he went and proclaimed the spirits in prison, because they formerly did not obey, when God's patience waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was being prepared, in which a few, that is, 8 persons, who were brought safely through the water. So Noah and the 8 persons, right? Noah and his wife, his sons and their wives, they were brought safely through the water. But it was all the people before that. It says that Jesus suffered, and then he went and proclaimed to the spirits in prison. Now, this is the English Standard Version. That word there is Sheol. Other people have used the word Hades, and this is where Jesus descended to. It says he descended there to proclaim to the spirits. Now, what did he proclaim? I don't know. Perhaps he proclaimed to Satan, hey, I just won. I got this. I did it. I am who I said I am. And maybe they were like, oh, snap. I don't know. It doesn't say exactly what he proclaimed. We know that they were there because they didn't obey, because they formerly did not obey. And so it says he descended into this place, Sheol, Hades. So what does that mean? Is this another realm? Is it under the earth? Remember we talked about in John where Jesus said to the thief, today I will see you in paradise. But did he say, what I'm telling you today, comma, I will see you in paradise? We don't know, right? It's a comma, and depending on where you put that comma could depend on what that verse means. But we do know that Jesus has the power over all of us. So a lot of people probably have a lot of questions right now, like, okay, Joe, so when I die, do I go to this other realm? Do I wait there until Jesus comes and gets me? Because what does it say in Revelation? Teaches, right? The dead will rise first. So we've got kind of deal with that a little bit. And we've got to also remember to God, time is different than it is. We can't wrap our minds around how God is at the beginning and at the end and through it all at the same time, right? He is omniscient, so he's everywhere all the time. So what does time even mean to him? But what I will say is hell and this Sheol, Hades, they're two different places. Jesus did not go to hell. It doesn't say that. What it does say is that Jesus went to this other realm where he proclaims. Now, whether he lifted some people out of that space to go up and what he proclaimed again, we don't know. It doesn't really say. But what we do know is that Jesus, when we give our lives fully to Christ, that Jesus heals us, forgives us of our sins, and that what our promise is heaven. We are promised heaven, fellowship with one another. Now, that could possibly mean that when I die, I go into a state of rest, right? And then when Jesus comes back again, he pulls me out, the dead will rise first, and I go to heaven. And in my world, that's like a split second. I kind of feel like sometimes maybe it's like when you get an operation and they knock you out, you count down 10, and there you go. And then when the surgery's over, it feels like no time at all to you. It like you wake up and it's like, hey, 7, 6, 5, it doesn't feel like any time went by. And so you're kind of out of it, but maybe that's what it's like. I don't know. We don't have specifics on that. So that's it. That's what was going on. That's all we know about those 3 days. Jesus possibly had a conversation with his dad. I don't know. It doesn't tell us, but I'm sure the other side of this world, when we get to heaven, we'll get to know all those cool details of what Jesus was doing. And the Jesus who came back when he came into his body, when he was rose again. And I'm looking forward to learn about all those cool details this week, this Sunday. Don't forget, 11 o'clock outside. I'm really excited. Hey, if you have any questions about what we talked about today, or if you have any push back, please email me, joe@themac.org. If you want us to pray for you, themac.org/prayer. And if there's anything that we can do for you, we want to serve you, our community, just email us at office@themac.org. We want to be serving our family and our community the best we can. Love you, church. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you this Sunday, 9:15 inside or online and 11 o'clock outside. Have a great day.